My dear friends, my friend, let me begin with a truth that is both simple and profound. The questions you ask yourself determine the strength you unlock within. You see, most people go through life asking questions that keep them small. Questions like, why me? Or what if I fail? Those questions dig holes instead of building ladders. But when you shift your questions, when you dare to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this setback into strength? Everything changes. Suddenly, life stops being an enemy and starts being a teacher. The right questions act like keys, opening doors to courage, creativity, and confidence you didn't even know you possessed. They shine light into the dark corners of your mind where hidden potential has been waiting, silently, for you to awaken it. Think about it. The greatest athletes, leaders, and dreamers didn't rise because they had perfect conditions. They rose because they kept asking questions that stretched their vision. A runner doesn't ask, how do I avoid pain? They ask, how do I run farther than I ever have before? A leader doesn't ask, what if they don't follow me? They ask, how do I serve them so well they can't help but be inspired? And you, in your life right now, might be standing at a crossroads where the questions you ask determine the road you take. If you ask safe questions, you'll take the safe road. If you ask brave questions, you'll walk into a future that demands your very best. Here's the beauty of it. The right questions strip away excuses. They don't let you settle for mediocrity. When you ask yourself, what gift am I hiding from the world? Or what would I attempt if fear didn't exist? Your soul cannot answer with laziness or weakness. Instead, it pulls up courage you've buried under years of doubt. It reminds you of the child you once were, the one who dreamed big before the world told you to shrink. That strength has not left you. It's only waiting for your questions to wake it up. And when it awakens, it will roar louder than your fear, stronger than your failure, greater than your past. The right question is not just a thought. It is a spark, and when you ignite it, you begin to burn with a fire that pushes back against every limit. So let me talk to your heart. What question are you afraid to ask yourself right now? Is it, am I living the life I was meant to live? Is it, what's stopping me from stepping into my dream? Or maybe it's, if I continue this way, where will I be in 5 years? Those questions aren't comfortable, but they're necessary. Because when you sit with them, when you let the answers rise, you will find strength hidden deep inside. And once you find it, you'll realize you've always had more inside you than the world ever gave you credit for. So ask boldly, ask with courage, and when the answers come, don't just listen, act. Because the right questions don't just unlock hidden strength, they build a future where your best self is finally free to shine. My friend, let me tell you something that can change the way you see your entire life. Most of the limits holding you back are not real. They live in your mind, not in reality. The human brain is powerful, but it has a way of convincing us that we are smaller, weaker, and less capable than we truly are. Think about it. How many times have you said to yourself, I can't do this, before you even tried? How many dreams have died in your imagination before they even had a chance to breathe in the real world? The walls you feel around you are often nothing more than illusions built from fear, doubt, and the opinions of others. And the moment you dare to question those walls, you discover they were never as solid as they seemed. Consider the countless stories of people who were told they would never succeed, who were labeled as too ordinary, too poor, too unqualified, or too broken. If limits were real, those people would have remained stuck. But they refused to accept the mental barriers. They chose to believe that reality is shaped by effort, courage, and persistence, not by the negative voices echoing in their heads. A student who thought they weren't smart enough can become a world-class thinker. An athlete told they're too weak can rise to be a champion. A dreamer told to be realistic can create a life that inspires millions. The difference wasn't their circumstances, it was the limits they chose to reject. The truth is, when you convince yourself that you can't, your body follows, your energy shrinks, your creativity dies, your actions stall. But when you convince yourself that you can, everything shifts. You take the first step, you put in the extra effort, you find solutions instead of excuses. That's why mindset is everything. It decides whether you see a wall or a doorway. The world doesn't hold you back nearly as much as the stories you tell yourself, and those stories can be rewritten at any moment. You don't have to stay trapped in the same narrative. You can choose a new chapter, one where your limits no longer dictate your destiny. So let me ask you, what limits are you carrying in your mind right now? Is it the belief that you're not good enough, that your time has passed, or that your dream is too big? Whatever it is, it's not truth. It's a lie you've repeated so often it feels real. But today, you can decide to let it go. You can take one step forward and prove to yourself that those limits never had power over you unless you gave it to them. Your mind is either your prison or your passport, and the choice is yours. Break free from the invisible chains, and you'll discover that the world is wide open. Because limits exist more in the mind than in reality, and the moment you realize that, you unlock a life without boundaries. My friend, let me speak straight into your heart. Dreams don't grow in comfort zones. They grow when you dare to make bold choices. You see, wishing for a dream is easy. Anyone can sit back and say, I hope someday my life changes. But life doesn't reward hope alone. It rewards action, courage, and risk. Every dream that has ever been realized was watered by bold decisions. The decision to take the first step when fear screamed, stay still. The decision to invest time, energy, and heart when everything inside whispered, what if you fail? Dreams are fragile when they are only ideas, but they become powerful when you choose to act boldly, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Bold choices turn dreams from fantasy into reality. Think about the dreamers who changed the world. They weren't people who played it safe. They were people who risked being misunderstood, laughed at, or even rejected. Every inventor, artist, leader, and champion you admire was once a dreamer who decided to say, I will try anyway. Bold choices mean you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start moving with what you have. You don't wait for everyone to believe in you. You believe in yourself enough to go first. You don't wait until fear disappears. You move in spite of fear. And when you do, something remarkable happens. Your dream begins to take shape in the real world, step by step, because bold choices give it breadth and direction. But let me be honest, bold choices are rarely easy. They will test you. They may cost you comfort, security, and sometimes even relationships with those who don't understand your vision. But remember this, every dream worth chasing comes with a price, and the bold are the ones willing to pay it. The timid ask, what if it doesn't work? The bold ask, what if it does? That single shift in mindset changes everything, because when you act boldly, even failure becomes fuel. Every setback becomes a stepping stone that makes you wiser, stronger, and closer to your dream. Bold choices don't guarantee success on the first try, but they guarantee growth, and growth will always lead you forward. So I ask you, what bold choice are you avoiding right now? Is it starting that project, speaking up for your vision, walking away from a dead end, or finally committing fully to the dream in your heart? The future you want isn't waiting on luck. It's waiting on your decision. Don't shrink back. Don't wait for someone else to make it easier. Be bold today, and your dream will grow stronger tomorrow. One decision can rewrite your destiny. One step of courage can open doors you never imagined. Dare to choose boldly, because bold choices are the soil where dreams grow. And the only way to live a life of greatness is to stop wishing and start deciding with courage. My friend, let me remind you of something that many people forget. Your future is not built in a single moment. It is built in the answers you give every single day. Life keeps asking questions. Will you give up or keep going? Will you stay silent or speak your truth? Will you settle for less or reach for more? Every answer you give shapes the road ahead. Some people wait for destiny to knock on their door, but destiny is already knocking through these daily questions. And your answers, whether bold or timid, whether faithful or fearful, are laying the bricks of your tomorrow. You don't stumble into your future by accident. You create it by the choices you make, the answers you give, and the courage you show when life demands a response. Think about it. Every person who ever achieved greatness didn't get there overnight. They answered questions most people avoid. When life asked, "Will you push through the pain?" they answered, "Yes." When obstacles asked, "Will you stop here?" they answered, "No, I will keep moving." Their futures weren't gifted to them. They were built, one decision at a time, and that's exactly how your future is being built right now. Every answer you give is like a seed planted in the soil of time, and eventually it grows into the harvest you'll call your life. The power is not in what others decide for you, but in how you choose to respond to the questions life lays at your feet. Here's the truth. Many people underestimate the weight of small answers. They think one lazy choice, one dishonest answer, or one ignored opportunity doesn't matter. But little answers accumulate, and over time, they become the story of your life. Saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," becomes a habit, and tomorrow never comes. Saying, "I can't," becomes an identity, and suddenly you're living smaller than you were meant to. On the other hand, when you consistently answer with courage, discipline, and faith, even in the small things, your future begins to expand. The little yes to growth, the small no to temptation, the quiet "I will try again." Those answers become the foundation of a life you'll be proud to live. So let me ask you, what answers are you giving today? When fear whispers, are you saying yes to it, or are you saying no, I refuse to be controlled? When opportunity knocks, are you answering with hesitation, or are you stepping forward with boldness? Your answers are powerful because they don't just reflect who you are. They shape who you become. Your future is not somewhere you are going by accident. It is something you are building with every response, every choice, every answer. So answer with faith, answer with courage, answer with vision. Because every answer builds your future, and the future waiting for you deserves the strongest, bravest, most determined answers you can give.